They will see about the result set interface and so many properties and methods of the result set. Okay. Okay. So we already know, we used the some of the methods of the result set. Okay, I will tell you what do you mean by the result set and how we can use it over in the JDBC program. Okay, so result set normally can be used along with the execute query method. Okay, so execute query method is a method of a statement interface normally which is used to execute a select statement. Okay, and also I told the difference yesterday, like select query and a select update. If you're going to execute insertion, deletion or updations, it will return a number, so you are using execute update method. But if you have to execute the select statement, then we are using SQL, that is an execute query, and that method will return a result set back. Okay, we are using along with the execute query method, and normally it represents the set of rows that is retrieved from the select query. Okay, normally what we are doing, we are passing a select query in the execute query method, and what it returns, that you have to store it in the result set. It represents a set of rows which are retrieved from the select query what you have executed. And what happens is, and it points to the current location in the result set. Current location in the result set. That I will tell you how it, how actually it manipulates the data in the result set. For example, like say you have a table like say TBL student, and say for example you have a column say roll number, name and class. Let's assume that it has 3 columns and this is the primary key. Okay, and you executed a query like say select star from TBL student. Okay, and also just assume that it has 10 rows already. Okay, what is the result you will get it over? What is the result you will get? That 10 rows you will get it over along with all the columns, right? So it will, in the first column you will get 10 roll numbers, then 10 names and 10 classes you will get it over, right? That query you executed in SQL. The same thing, if I am executing select start from or say any select query, the information what is retrieved is a set of rows and columns itself, and that will be stored in the form of a result set. Okay, so now in JDBC how we are writing is like we are creating an object for the result set, right? Result set and rs, which is equal to the statement object dot execute query, and here you are passing the select query, like select star from say TBL student. Now those informations, for example like 10 rows, now it is stored in a result set rs, and it is represented in Java in the form of a table itself. Okay, so it will maintain a table format once again, which contains the 3 columns, and the first column will be identified by RNO, second column is identified by the same names and class, and set of 10 rows. Set of 10 rows it will return. For example, like you executed a query like select say RNO from TBL student. Okay, then you will get a table which contains only one column. RNO matra irutte. Depend on the query you are executing, not the exact copy of the table. What is the output of the select query? That only it will copy to the Java program, and that will be identified as the result set. Okay, understood? What do you mean by result set? So after the execution of the select query, the data are stored in the Java program or in your Java application in the form of result set. Let's see, once you got the result set as in the form of a table, what are different operations you can do it over there. Okay, one operation you can do it over is like you can navigate the records within the result set. For example, new first row hogidri, then say for example you want to go to the last row, you want to view, or maybe if you want to navigate like previous or next, all those things you can do it over. There is so many methods you can use it over for that. Okay, let's see the some of the methods which is there in the result set interface. Okay, the first method you can use it over is the next. Okay, so which is used to move the cursor or the pointer to the next row, from the current position, current position of a cursor in the result set. That I will tell you. So for example, like if I have a result set something like this, say 3 columns, it has say so many rows. Okay, once you execute select start from something like that, normally the cursor will be pointing to the first, the first row itself. Okay, it will point it to the first row. If you are going to rs.next, what happens is it comes to the cursor will be pointed to the next row, the second row. Are you getting? It's to move to the next row from the current position. Okay, just assume that the current position now it is there here. rs.next, what happens? It comes to the next row, right? So similarly, we have functions like next and previous. The purpose is move the cursor to the previous row. Okay, and similarly we have first, which is used to move to the first row, and the last, which is to move to the last row in the result set. And also we have a few more like absolute, and it takes a index as an argument, or I can say the row, a number as it takes as argument. So if you want to go to a particular row, not by the next navigations or maybe one by one navigation, directly, for example, you have to go to this 10th row, then you can use an absolute. Okay, so if it's for example like an absolute of say 10. Okay, so what happens? Directly comes to the 10th row. The cursor will be pointed to the 10th row. And similarly we have a one more, this is relative. Once again it takes as a number as an a parameter. In the relative, what will happen is it will move the cursor to a particular location which is related to the current position, and it will take both positive and the negative numbers. I will tell you, like for example, like now the cursor is pointing to the 3rd row, and you are using like relative of say 2, then what happens? From the current position it will move to the, from the current position it will move 2 rows in the forward direction. Are you getting? So in absolute, what happens is if you want to go to this one, you should specify the actual number of rows you want to navigate. Say 5 you want to specify. But if you are there in the current position 3 and you want to go to the 5th row, then you can use relative of 2. 3 plus 2, it comes to the 5th row. Okay, and if you want to go in the previous direction, okay, in the backward direction, then you can use the negative -2. Then what will happen? From this location it comes to the first row, -2. Okay, so if you want to navigate arbitrarily, maybe in a forward directions or maybe in a backward direction, you can use this relative or relative with the index value. If it is negative, it goes in the previous direction, maybe a backward direction. If it is positive, it comes in the forward direction, and the particular location will be identified, a particular row will be identified. Okay, and these functions can be used only to change the cursor position, not to get the values. To get the values of a particular row, okay, we are using few more methods, and for that, once a result set is created and each and every columns are identified by an index. Okay, just similar, we have in an array and all, there is an index to identify the elements of an array, right? So similarly, the first column in the result set will be identified by an index 1, second 2, 3, so on. Depends on number of columns there in the result set. Okay, to go to a particular locations or maybe to get the values in the particular row, you can use some of the functions. So some functions are, or some methods are, that is get int of the index. Get int of the index, you should pass it over. Okay, and this is depends on, or maybe a general format I can tell you. General format for this, I can say get followed by say xxx and index, and here this xxx defines the primitive data type, any primitive data type which is supported in Java, right? Primitive data type. And this you have to use, this primitive data type you have to use depends on the data type of the particular column. Like you can use get int. If it is an integer, you can use get int, and if it is a string, get string, and if it is a double, get double, if it is short, get short, if it is long, get long. Okay, if it is date, get date, something like that. Okay, and in this example, what we had, the same example I will take, like RNO name, and here I will take this average marks. Just assume that the data type what I defined in the database is a table is say integer for this, string for this, and this is I defined as a double. Okay, to get the value of the any row or to get the particular column value, you can use it like get int and the index value, that is 1, get it of 1. Okay, now we get the information of any row, maybe the where actually the cursor will be pointing. So in that location we will get the value. And for the second one is say it's a string, you can use it as get string, and the index value is 2. And similarly the third one, say get double of 3. Okay, it points. So by that you can get the values. For example, you executed a select query and want to display the informations. Or maybe, for example, like if you want to display the information of which is there in the last row. Okay, last row you want to display the information in the last row. How you can write the statement is, first thing is you have to change the cursor position to the last row. How you can change the cursor position? Last, right? So you can use like the object of the result set, for example like rs dot last. Okay, by this what happens is now it is pointing to the last row, and now you should print the values. So you can use it over like system dot out dot println result set rs dot first column, you can get it over by get int of 1. Right. So similarly you can extend it over. Next one, get string of 2, get double of 3, something like that. Now what happens is you can get the by this query you can get the roll number of the last row or maybe the last student. Are you getting? Okay. So by these methods you can navigate across the result sets, and also to access the values by using the get followed by any primitive data type. Just remember, okay, if you want to use any methods, the first word in the lowercase and second word will be there in the sentence case, like get int, I in caps. I in caps or double, D in caps, float, F in caps, something like that. All right. Okay. Let's see what are the different types of result sets. The types of result sets. There are two types of result sets you can use it over. One is like forward only result sets. Then second one is an updatable result sets. Forward only result set and the updatable result set. Okay. So by default, if I not specified any the type, by default the result set is of forward only. That in the sense you can navigate only in the forward direction. Are you getting? You can navigate only in the forward direction and it's not possible to update the values in the result set. Okay, just is a read only and you can navigate only in the forward direction. Like if you go to that is basically it point to the first row, then it comes to next row, maybe directly you can come to the last row, or maybe you can use absolute of any number, or maybe you can relative of a positive number. Relative of a negative number is not possible because that is in the reverse order. Once you reach the last row, it's not possible to use rs.previous or rs.first. Okay, why? Because all those methods will be navigate in the previous direction or maybe in the backward direction. So this is it's not at all possible to update. This is a read only and you can do only the navigation in the forward direction. And the second one is an updatable result set. There you can do the navigation in the forward direction as well as in the backward direction, plus you can update the values of the result set. Okay, you can update the values in the result set. And if you are doing updation in the result set, that will not reflect in the table. Okay, that will not reflect in the table. Finally, you're going to update the same things in the table. Then once again, you go to execute update query and you can update the values in the table. All right. So these are the two. By default, this is the default one, the forward only. Okay, you can do only the forward directions. All right. Okay. So for example, like if you want to make a result system updatable, so then you should use some of the attributes or some of arguments you should add it over in the create statement of the connection interface that I will tell you. And one more is you have to define the concurrency for the result set. Okay, so concurrency means that is whether okay, you want to make a result set as read only or updatable, that you can make it over by the keywords like result set dot result set dot conquer underscore read only. Then one more is you can use it over is result set dot conquer underscore updatable. Okay, these values you should specify it over. That means the same thing. Okay, if you need only the read only, okay, then you can specify by the keyword and it should be defined in the uppercase itself, conquer concurrency underscore read underscore only in uppercase. And if you need updatable ones, you should specify the concurrency dot updatable. Next, one more is like you have to specify the navigation types. Navigation types you can specify it over by the three values. So that is, one is result set dot result set dot type underscore scroll sensitive. Then one more is result set dot type underscore scroll insensitive. Then third one is result set dot type underscore forward underscore only. Okay, so the purpose of this is, this we know that is a forward only means, okay, you can define the type is just you have to navigate forward direction, and there this is for updatable ones, and this is meant for like scroll sensitive and insensitive means, that is maybe the database what you know connected to your Java application may be connected by n peoples. Normally web applications the databases maybe will be shared by n number of clients. Okay, so if you want to make if you are specifying it's a sensitive ones, what happens is if you are doing a navigations, so at the same time n number of users also get the same time of updations. If you are navigating to the say last record, remaining members also will that is sensitive to the different users. Okay, if you need an independent result set, then you can use as insensitive. Okay, it will not be sensitive to the result set of the some other users. Okay, for that you can specify as an type and scroll type underscore scroll underscore insensitive. Okay, where actually you can define this one. Okay, these keywords you should define in the create statement of the connection interface. Okay, they no, if I am using a simple statement, if I am using the simple statement, you can define like the statement say stmt, which is equal to connection dot create statement, and here you should specify these values. First value you should specify as result set dot, for example, like you need, if you want the scrollable ones and of insensitive ones, then you can specify as type underscore scroll underscore insensitive comma, next value you should specify the concurrency. Okay, comma, result set dot concur dot updatable. Like this you should specify. Okay, but if you are using the prepare statement ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, so instead of the create statement we are using a prepare statement method. Okay, there actually we are passing a query. For the prepare statement, say stmt, and which is equal to connection dot, instead of a create statement we are using prepare statement. Prepare statement parenthesis, first argument is the same thing, results, type of a result set you need, type underscore scroll underscore insensitive comma, next one is to specify as a result set dot concur underscore updatable comma, next you should pass the query. For example, you should execute a query like select star from TBL student where class which is equal to question mark. Right. So normally in prepare statement we are passing a query in the prepare statement method itself, but simple statements we are in a simple statement we are not passing a query, and we are passing a query either in the execute update or the execute query method. Okay, in prepare statement we are not passing anything in the execute update or execute query, but we are specifying in the beginning itself. So first two arguments both are same here, but prepare statement should add the third argument as the query. Okay, so if you want to use the navigations like all, like first, next, previous, last, all those things you have to mix up with the absolute and relative, then you should add these two. Okay, these two keywords you should add it over in the create statement or in the prepare statement. But if you are not using for the navigations, if just assume that you are not using for the navigations, no need of adding this directly without any these keywords, you can execute it over. Okay, till now what is some of the examples or demonstration we did, we are not added these things. That means that is, it is can be used only in the read only, means can do only in the can navigate only in the forward direction. It's not possible to update. Okay, so that's it about the result set interface, and also it has so many methods. Okay, like is first or is last to check whether you reach the first row or last row. Okay, so many methods it has, plenty of methods it has, just only the important things explained here.